943.
Welcome to Check Out the Writers. Tonight we have an interesting topic. Hopefully we get some people in here and have a little talk and see what everybody thinks. I was talking to someone on FB and they were telling me about this article from CNN that pretty much says that expats like myself in record number up their U.S. Whether it's due to taxes or whatever the case might be. And I'm just trying to find out if is this what you guys know as well? Is this what's happening, or because I talk to a lot of people out there, and I've never heard of it, and I've never heard a single U.S. citizen say they were going to give up their citizenship. Much less record numbers of people. What is a record? Was it one before and now two? Just went off the chart bad. Merce, what are you on with that one? Because I was on the it's just giving me all kinds of issues. It like went way down. Anyways, welcome. All opinions are welcome here. All viewpoints. We're trying to learn. We're trying to get to know information. So, if you're seeing this live right now, or if you're seeing it in my videos on my channel here, either way, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about it. Again, we'll have a little bit of a connection issue, which is always the case here. I'm in Mindanao, Philippines. We're actually on smart internet tonight, so we'll have a little issue with that, but let's hope it's not too bad. Usually as it gets later, less people are on and I know get stronger. But luckily I'm not at the farm tonight, or you'd have like who knows. I heard it was going to be bad, but so welcome. Come on. Might be a little bit touchy topic for some people, some of my Filipino friends and stuff to come in and talk about, but your opinion counts as well. What have you heard? What have you seen? Maybe you know people. Hey, hello, my friend. God bless. Yeah, Kuya. Pauline, yeah, Merce. So you're from Mindanao, right? Or you said your mother is from, this is Corona Dow that we're at tonight. So you're from, or your mother's family is from this area? If I recall right. Merce. Mindanao, okay. This is my wife here. She's Clonadel and Mindanao.
Hello, Carolina. Musta?
Yeah, they're new to us on my channel and been watching some of our videos and stuff. And
Salamat.
Said they were from the area, recognized a lot of stuff that we do. And my wife is kind of busy tonight. She got a couple things to do, so she's not planning on being on this live stream, but she wanted to say hi. Appreciate you coming by. Hello, Ante. ¿Cómo está, Maribel? Ante, love. It mercy, this, hello, thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, welcome, JBTV. Thank you for your thumbs up. Appreciate you guys coming. I was asking my wife something that I didn't understand, so sometimes I have to mute the mic. Hey, Brett, how are you doing, my friend? Been a few days since we've been here. Yes, I had I had turned off my mic there for a second, but it's back on now. Where's the coffee? Yeah, I don't drink too much coffee this time of night, but I do drink the Bacardi Sweat. Yeah, love the Folgers. Yeah, we'll be drinking that in the morning. Well, first part of waking up. Appreciate you coming in. Hey, Britt, have you met any expats that are no longer going to be American citizens when they move to the Philippines or to wherever they may go? It's what I understand from what I know of people and all the expats that I've talked to. I've never heard of them getting like citizenship, um, not unless they're somebody that is in trouble in the U.S. or something and is trying to break free from the U.S. and claim citizenship somewhere else, so they won't get expedited back to the country or whatever. That's the only people that I ever hear of doing it, but you know, maybe there's more. That's kind of why I decided to chat tonight to find out what we can find out. And my wife just broke up in some delicious smelling watermelon over there. Thank you very much, JBTV. Yeah, she's on the other side of the room there, better not yell. But I will tell her you said hello. She might come back this way here eventually. Yeah. But I do definitely appreciate those thumbs up. Um, and if you guys are new to the channel, thank you for coming by. We try to upload at least one video a day, and then try to get on here at least do one live stream a week, if not more. Just depending on how the internet is. So we never promise live streams anymore. We used to do 1 to 2 live streams a day plus a video or 2 a day. After we got monetized, we quit doing so much. So when you already have your hours, you don't have to work as hard. You get a whole year to make it again. So So we kind of calmed that down a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay? I got a fan on over here, and then these are just regular headphone mic here, so I don't know how well they're doing. Bert, if you shared me out, I appreciate it. You usually do. That's why I'm pre-thanking you. Looks like we got one person in the house still. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. Yeah, the internet's going to be kind of choppy, but hopefully it's good enough to get us through the live stream here.
No going. No seeds.
I just sent out the link in case somebody is wanting to come up and have conversation. Please remember, if you come up, I like to see your face before I stick you on the screen, especially if I do not know you. Some people we chat with all the time and we already know them and all that good stuff. So, but thank you guys. Again, the topic of the night is, according to somebody on Facebook, this article from CNN is talking about record number of American expats are giving up their citizenship um, to their home country of the United States, and they're no longer going to be citizens, and they're claiming whether it's the Philippines or wherever. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you coming by, Pauline. We'll see you next time. You have a long name there, so I just call you by the first one. Thought our name was long. You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out. And have fun at work. Try to have fun. And thank you guys, everybody that came so far. Appreciate everybody. If you'd like to give your opinion, please feel free to do so in the comment section. If you're just joining on the live, also give a thumbs up. Definitely be appreciated. And tell me if you know anybody that has given up their American citizenship. I'm an expat here in the Philippines, and my wife is a dual citizen of the Philippines and of see the Philippines and yeah, I'm gonna down the camera. But tell me what you think. I'm just going to let this run a little bit, as long as gives people some time to come on and see this. Some people may not want to discuss such a topic, but some might. So we're going to give them a chance. Let me see if it's mine or my wife's picture on this. Hey, look at there. It's my picture. Welcome, welcome. I was working on a few things there while I was trying to get cord plugged in for my laptop here. You want to put this one in there?
Why?
Put two of them up with it.
Turn off the EXP.
Hmm.
So your net will be faster.
See what show.
Right. Excuse me.
Excuse. Guess that has been mute off. Thank you, Brett, for sharing this out there. Yeah, appreciate that. Anyone that's joined us, thank you, thank you. I just had to get this laptop plugged in, and I was eating some delicious watermelon, so I didn't want you guys to see that. Or if you see my mic go off, it means I put some. Expat. I don't believe it either. The person was telling me that they talked to a lot of people that given up their American citizenship because of taxes or whatever the case may be. But I was telling them that, to my knowledge, all the people we talk to, and here on YouTube and around, whether I see them out in public or never heard not one of them say they're going to give up their citizenship. And I try to tell them I doubt it. Unless like one person did it last year, and then two people are doing it this year. Okay. Do you see my link there? Sorry, I'm on my wife's laptop. It's not as old as mine, so I don't know what I'm doing on it. There you go. There's the link. I'll put my beautiful face back up here. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's the speed of the internet is liking the camera tonight. So there you go. Follow that link, come on up. Or if you guys, if you just joined us, don't forget those thumbs up. I appreciate it. My wife is in house tonight, but she said she's too tired to join us. So been working too much. She was nice enough to cut me up some watermelon too, so that's pretty nice. She cut it up for everybody, I think, but I took over. Oops. There she is. She's slow walking behind you. Yeah, that's the picture that attracted everybody here. Look at that face. There goes the Pat. There you go. What's happening?
Yo. Can you hear me, Bill?
Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm not hearing you because of my mic.
Audio check 1 2 3.
Maybe. There you. Oh, you went down there. Try to get you back up.
Audio.
I think I hear some noise back there. So. Yeah.
Okay. You can hear me now?
Choppy. But I did hear you. Yeah, it's choppy, but I hear you. I wasn't for sure how my audio was going either. So.
Let me close some windows here. Maybe that'll help.
Okay. Well, I got a fan on my legs and stuff, so.
Yeah, I've really been watching your channel quite a bit since you guys decided to make the big move to the province.
Yeah. So are we doing everything wrong or just most of it?
No, you guys are doing a good job. Yeah, I've been watching everything.
Appreciate that.
Was that your wife's family's property that you moved to? I noticed there was a house there already.
Yes, it's her family's farm area, so they've already built this small house on it, and it's quite a large property. So and they've already been farming it and all that good stuff. It's
how many hectares you guys got there?
I think it's about off the top of my head, it's about 15 hectares.
Wow, that is huge. I got 8.5, and man, that's almost too much. Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of land, man.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like next to the mountain, so it's got a lot of hills and mountain, and so palm oil is what the farm is officially doing, but they're trying to do other things on the property as well, trying to put some other stuff in there. It has mangoes and what else does it have? Cocoa, they grew that there, and some ginger, just some small crops going on right now. But we're trying to get in there and see what we can do, add to it, and just trying.
So, Bill, do you know about dwarf fruit trees? Do you know the reason why you would go with a dwarf other than a normal one?
Other than so I can pick it from the ground? No, I don't know.
Okay, like
say
for example,
it doesn't drain as much of your.
What it does, it allows you to beat nature's time clock. Like, for example, if you wanted to plant some lemons on your property, if you planted them by seed, you might have to wait 20 years before you get a fruit. So what you do, you get a dwarf lemon tree, and that's like a cutting taken from an older lemon tree, usually one that produces really nice fruit, and your cutting actually believes it's as old as the tree that it came from. So you can root that cutting, into a dwarf tree, and then you plant it, and like within a year and a half, you'll start getting lemons. So you don't have to wait the 20 years. And it'll grow just as big as a regular lemon tree.
Right.
It just allows you to beat nature's time clock. So if you're planning on, like
Right.
avocado trees or lemon trees, kumquat, anything like that, I would advise you to look into dwarf fruit trees.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, with the we have to bear in mind what's already there.
Right.
Those palm oil trees, they from what I gather, they drain a lot of the nutrients out of the ground, and they other things won't survive with them.
Yeah,
So
bamboo
we have
is
to
like
watch where
that.
we plant it. Is it?
Yeah, bamboo is like that. Also, Gimelinas trees, they'll do the same thing. Another one that you might want to think about. We just planted about 300 mulberry trees from cuttings all over the place.
Yeah.
And mulberry, I don't know if you ever had it, but it's as good as a blackberry or a raspberry, and it grows really well here in the Philippines.
Okay. Yeah, I had them when I was younger. My grandparents grew some on their property, but I've never had them like into a pie or whatever. But I've had them as jam and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't see them at the supermarket too much because they're such a delicate fruit, and the shelf life is so small on them. So if you really want mulberries, you got to kind of have your own tree, so you can just pick them and eat them, or freeze them right away. It does very well here in the Philippines. You can grow them from cuttings. There's Facebook groups. You can order cuttings. They'll send it LBC.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people in Mindanao that sell cuttings. But yeah, I belong to a couple of mulberry Facebook groups.
Sure. Okay, that's cool. I'll say something to Mercy, see what she thinks, and maybe that's something that we can look at. Everything at the farm right now, we get permission to do, hey, can we try this? So we asked her dad or whatever, hey, can we do this? That
Yeah, I
kind of stuff.
understand.
So
I understand. Just throwing ideas out there. Yeah. Just tossing ideas out. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons, I haven't jumped on a generator yet because of that. He has a engine that's there at the farm that someone has turned into a generator of some sort. And he said it has lower hours on it, but it just needs to be kind of re-looked at and got going again. So that might be something that we look at before, why spend my bucks when there's something already here that,
Yeah, if you got, is it a diesel, like a diesel engine from a car or a truck? Is that what you're talking about? That they're running a generator? That
right, exactly.
I mean, that's primo.
It's extremely loud. Yeah. So it's pretty good size too. So I'm like, what is this? I didn't know what it was when I first seen it there. It's on the back patio part, and it's out of the weather and stuff. And I'm like, is this hookup to, we have the spring water there. I was thinking it was something that they had pumping the water everywhere, but come to find out, no, it's just a generator, uh, handmade generator, whatever you want to call it, that needs to be re-looked at or whatever. So yeah, we've spent plenty of night in the dark there at the at the farm.
Yeah, I've seen a setup just like you're talking about, and if somebody really knows what they're doing, man, you can have a really nice generator that way. You know, using a diesel engine out of a car or.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty good size. I haven't looked at it too close. I don't want to mess with it. I asked what it was, so not that I can redo it or anything, but but find somebody that knows what they're doing maybe and get them to give it a look. One of the problems that we have there, I don't know if you have the same problem, is it's very hard to get anybody to come to me to look at anything, to check anything out. It's like, where do you live? No. I mean, I've had to go get people and bring them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll come get you and take you up there.
Yeah, you got to kind of
stars in the house.
Establish a relationship with people, yes. And after you do business with them 2 or 3 times, it was kind of like that for us too.
Yeah. And we finally, out of, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 people Mercy talked to about trying to get some internet up there. And she even bought into what some people had told her. We bought the Globe at Home deal, and it did not work worth nothing. And we finally got somebody up there to actually try to find, hey, where's the tower at? What tower is it? What kind of signal is it giving off? That kind of thing. Finally got somebody to do what they were doing a little bit. Not that it's great or anything, but it's a little bit. That's better than what we had. So,
yeah, I went through the same thing. I spent about $1,200 on my tower. They can transmit that Wi-Fi signal about 12 miles. The way a crow flies. Yeah. If you have somebody that's broadcasting it. And that's what I did. I put up a tower. There's a hill right next to my house. And then I had to get the pipe and the rebar and the guide wires. They'll put like the first pipe in, they cement it in the ground, and then the guide wires, and then you have turnbuckles, that pull it down straight. Mm-hmm. And then you just slip the other pipe on top of it, and then you build it on the way up. Mm-hmm. And there's like little steps that, you go straight up, and then you add the guide wires as you go up. But yeah, I spent about $1,200. I pay, I get like 5 megs, and I pay 4,000 pesos a month for mine. And trust me, I'm glad I got that. That's kind of high for internet. I'm thankful to have it. Because I'm out in the boonies. I'm on a mountaintop.
That's exactly. Oh, you're at the top of the mountain? I'm like in a valley. Well, you got to go up and then go back down, and then it's another up. And that's kind of where I am. So I'm on the side of the mountain. And then part of the mountain is at the back of the property. And I go way up, and I can see all the way to the ocean from the top of that mountain.
Well, they have an antenna.
We're doing well. How about yourself?
They have a
Sorry about that.
Wi-Fi antenna, Bill. They have a Wi-Fi antenna that you could put like on your highest point in your property, and like as long as there's a clear sight, you know, if you're down in the valley, but you could put the antenna on the top, and it actually will transmit a signal from a radio back down to your house, to where you don't even have to run a wire. It's like a Wi-Fi signal. You'll have a receiver at your house.
Right.
So it'll grab the signal out of the air on top of the mountain, and then it'll transmit like through an omnidirectional antenna, you know, like on the ground wherever you're at, like in a circle kind of.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of ways you could go. You know, you just have to find somebody that knows what they're doing. There's probably somebody around you that sells internet access, you know.
Yeah.
Just a matter of spending the cash.
Yeah. Yeah. What we ended up doing was once we got this IT guy out here to the property, like I said, I had to go get him and take him there. And finally, he figured out which company was best for us, and he was able to save us some money, because since he didn't work for just one company or something, so you know, we wasn't trying to, hey, buy this or buy that or anything like that. We already had a Globe receiver or a Globe at home deal. And he was able to go into that and bootleg it, if you will, and make it become a smart. So we're using the old Globe. He put a smart card in it and all that kind of stuff, and that gives us the best connection that we could find at the time there at the house. We put up an antenna on top of the house. Because of we were able to get signal was over the fence line and in a tree that didn't belong to us, so we figured we'd better not do it that route. So we went up as tall as we could on the top of the house there, and we got a decent signal. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's Philippines awful. So, but we pay about, I'm guessing it's about $2,300 a month for it. So it's higher than good internet here in town, and but we have something out there at the house now.
So are you at the farm now, or are you in town right now, or at the farm?
Yeah. Tonight we are in town.
Oh, okay.
We stay at the farm pretty much 6 nights a week, maybe one night here in town, just depending on what Mercy has going on. Sometimes she has appointments or stuff that she has to do, and since we're so far in the side of that mountain, it takes us a long time to get here. So we just come and spend the night at her parents, and so we kind of got 2 places that we stay, but you know what? I never came to the Philippines thinking, hey, I'm gonna do a farm. I'm gonna start, having chickens or pigs or none of that kind of stuff. I'm pretty much from the city, and never imagined it. But when that opportunity arose, I mean, we got to give it a try, right?
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Test it, see if we like it.
Same deal for me. I grew up in the suburbs, but I always wanted like a backwoods place. I used to read Backwoods Home Magazine and Mother Earth Magazine and, things like that, my free time at work. And when we first moved over to the Philippines, we lived in Dumaguete City for 7 years. And then we had a chance to buy this property out in the province. And we bought the property and we slept out on the ground in sleeping bags. I drove my Jeep to the property and we built a wood cabin, and we didn't have electricity for 6 months. Then we were able to get the electric company to put in a service drop. And then right away we started building a house out of hollow block, a regular block house. So it's a never-ending project, man. The homestead.
Oh, it is. Yeah, and something's wrong. Like every other day, there's something new wrong. Like, well, what do you mean we don't have water? Like, what do we do now? Tim, how you doing? Tim G's in the house.
Oh, hey, Tim.
Welcome. Yeah, so our we have the spring water there, which it goes into a one of the big containers and then is pumped up to the house and stuff. And so the pressure tank sprung a leak on us, so we had to go get that taken off and go get it fixed. Fortunately,
I
we
saw
have
that video. That was a heck of a spider, man.
See the video?
Was that a pie to pie?
I had one of those in the house with me already. I don't know. That thing was fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like a pie to pie.
And you got me because I don't know the difference. Be honest with you, I probably scream as loud as everybody else around when I see one of the big old things running. I don't know, are they poisonous or not?
A pie to pie? I don't think so. Hey, Finn?
I have no idea.
Oh, she's sleeping. I don't think they look pretty intimidating. I mean, they can get the size of a saucer, but I don't think they're poisonous. But they can bite you, man. They can draw blood. I mean, they got a hell of a picture on them, but I don't think they're poison.
Yeah. Right. Good. Yeah, we had one in the bedroom with us the other night. We smashed it pretty good. I mean, you'd be surprised what insects and rodents can get into. I mean, just little bitty cracks and something that's inside the house,
You would, hey, been there, done that. You wouldn't surprise me. Why do you think I moved out of the wood cabin so quick? I'm not afraid. I mean, I could kill snakes. I'm that. But the thing that really gets under my skin is rats. And see, our place is surrounded by jungle. Okay, and there's coconut rats. I mean, they're huge in the jungle. And when we built the wood cabin, I mean, the part where the tin roof, comes down where the walls are, it's almost impossible. When you're dealing with a rat in the Philippines, it's in the States, you think about a rat running around, like a mouse or something. But over here, a rat is like a monkey.
Right.
I mean, they can climb up walls, straight up walls. I see them go up concrete walls. It's like a little monkey. So, yeah. When we built that house, man, it seemed like 8 o'clock. As soon as it get dark, we'd go to bed because we didn't have electricity at the time. And then they would get in the cabin. So I said, "The hell with this crap." So as soon as we can, man, I went and got a mold to make hollow blocks, and I got some guys, to start making hollow blocks for me, and then I said, "Where?" I said, "I'm building the house. I don't even want one mosquito to be able to get in that
Right.
house."
Right. Right.
So that's what we
Yeah.
did.
Tim, I appreciate yeah, people don't realize what they gave up with their citizenship. Yeah, especially if they got VA benefits and all that good stuff. I don't
You
know
know,
of anybody.
I looked on the internet a while back. I mean, a couple years ago, and for you to give up your American citizenship, I mean, they can't take it away from you because you're out of the country or anything like that. You have to go to the consulate or the embassy, and you raise your hand, and you have to renounce your American citizenship in front of a counselor or someone official that works at the embassy, and then you got to fill out some documents. And I mean, I guess somebody could do that if they wanted to, but just for CNN to say that, I don't believe it. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of told the guy. I was in an expat, Philippines expat group here on Facebook or whatever. And, he wanted to talk to me about that. And I told him, don't believe everything you read because, I've never talked to any other expat that's ever said they want to give up their American citizenship. Now, not saying there's not some out there, but according to this article, it was a record number. Like, so what was it? One last year, now it's two this year. Is that the record? That's kind of what I was asking. But
Okay.
they don't want to talk to you about that. They just want to argue. So I thought, hey, I asked everybody else because I've never heard of one. Out of all the people we talked to, through YouTube or in groups and stuff, I've never had one tell me. Maybe if they were a different country or something and they didn't, maybe they were trying to get away from it or something. They're trying to denounce citizenship from them. But other than that, I've never heard of it. So.
Give me 1 second here. I got to step away from the computer. Give me 2 minutes.
You're fine. You're fine. No problem. I'll get caught up over in the chat here. Tim, I appreciate you coming in, giving us your opinion. I definitely Saint right on board with you there. Catherine, thank you for coming in. Stay at home. Well, I can't stay at home, but thank you. Sometimes we gotta go out. Gotta eat. Yeah. Anybody that comes in the chat, if you hear this pre-recorded or you not hear live, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Appreciate that. Hopefully it's not too choppy. My internet was giving me issues earlier, so I got onto my wife's phone internet, her hotspot, trying to see if that will work a little better.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. Yeah, I read your message on one of the videos there earlier, but I hadn't had a chance to send a message back to you yet about watching your videos. We'll definitely check you out.
Oh, yeah, I was kidding with you.
I've been catching some of your wife's videos. I subscribe to her that are on. When she posts a new one, I check them out. Sometimes I forget to leave a message.
Hers is Happy Homesteader Philippines. Hey, Rena.
Yeah.
Hello, Rena Hall. I just looked at the chat. But yeah,
Oh,
Bill,
didn't see it, buddy.
I've dug. I put in 2 wells here, a septic tank. Um, I didn't know anything about any of that. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
if you got to do something, like look it up on the internet if you can and research it a little bit. Go from there. Get somebody to help you.
Right. Yeah.
But the
Definitely.
main thing is you got
With,
water
with
there.
our, go. Yes, we got water again. After we got it
Yep.
fixed, now we got water again. So yeah, that's the pod. Definitely one of the positives. I was checking that water out. Where I lived in America, I actually had well water, and it turn the stuff yellow and stuff. And that's pretty much what this spring water is doing. Looks like same deal, turning. I've got a heater deal in the shower. That thing is yellow, like I smoke in there with it. And well, we haven't drank the water ourselves. We're going to run tests on it and stuff, but the workers there, they all drink it, and seems to be pretty good for them. So,
Yeah.
Rena,
Before I
lost
dug my
phone.
wells, we were getting water out of the spring. There's a creek that runs alongside my property, and then there's a natural spring that flows into the creek. Comes bubbling out of the ground, and people have been drinking out of that spring for I don't know the last 100 years, and that's where we got all our water.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, we lived off that spring for probably a year, and then we dug the well, the first well.
Now, was you able to have any kind of filter system on that spring water, or did you just all natural?
At first, I used a filter. I had it's called a monolithium water filter, and it works like a Berkey filter. And I used that for about a year, and then it clogged up. Like what you're saying, it turned brown. And after that, I just started, the heck with it. I was just drinking it out of the spring, just like everybody else. I mean, my wife's uncle, he lived to be 104 years old. He drank the spring water his whole life. So I said, I might as well start drinking it. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to live to 104 years old. But after we dug the well, we were lucky. I didn't know where to dig, and I told my wife, I said, "Well, you be the one to pick the spot." So she said a little prayer. She's quite religious, and the next day she goes, "I got the feeling we should dig right here." I said, "Okay." The dudes were there with, at the time with the shovels and the pickaxes. I go, "Start digging right there where she said." And man, after a couple of days, what we did, we made the well casing out of concrete and rebar first. We made about like 7 or 8 well casings, poured the concrete and everything. And what they do, they take a round casing and put it on the ground, and then they get inside of it and start digging the dirt out. And then they dig around the edges a little bit, and that concrete slowly starts sinking down. And it protects them from caving in on them because they're inside of that concrete ring. And then when it goes level with the ground, they just roll another ring on and add it, to the top of it. And after, I don't know, after about 3 days, they hit a, what do you call it, an aquifer or a vein or something, a water vein. They busted through, and we got really good water. Matter of fact, a couple of the neighbors, they don't even walk all the way to the spring anymore. They come to our pump and they get water from us.
Hmm,
Yeah, we really
Okay.
lucked out.
it's good. Yeah, ringing my headset. I've tried to mess with it here, but I don't think it's getting any better. I got a generic headset on. Well, I had more generic, but this one is medium level generic. I don't know if I block the fan a little bit, maybe it'll work a little better.
So, Bill, what
But yeah,
state did you
that's
come
good
from?
that you were able to do well there. We lived in Indiana, so the
Okay.
west side of Indianapolis. Mm. So
I
I
grew up
was
in
originally
Michigan.
born in Kentucky. Where's that?
I grew up in Michigan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been to Michigan a few times. Cadillac, Michigan. I don't know if you heard of that
Oh
place,
yeah, yeah. We used to go deer
but
hunting up there.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, so you're a Midwesterner as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I worked for the airlines for about, I don't know, 20 years or so, and then I got Crohn's disease, and man, I was in the
Okay.
hospital for like 19 days, and had
Well,
surgery. You know, what they did, they ended up giving me a medical retirement. So I told my wife, I said, let's move to the Philippines. So that's what we did.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, with me, I worked for FedEx, and I got one night. It was a regular night, but I always went home feeling sore, that kind of work. And I worked overnight, so I slept that morning. But when I woke up at noonish, I I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of bed. So I was going to go to the hospital, but I called my work instead, and they sent me to their clinic. And after about a year and a half of going through their therapy and their specialist and all that stuff, they pretty much they wrote me a check and got rid of me. So that was
Oh
the
wow.
end.
Yeah, all the
So
stuff
and
that
I tried to file for.
I'm sorry, go
I
ahead
was going to
there,
say I tried to
Billy.
file for benefits and stuff. Yeah, I was going to say I tried to file for the benefits and stuff, but I'm not 50 yet, and I try to go through it twice already, and they always found a reason why they would not let me have the Social Security benefits. So
Okay.
yeah, that, so I'm not able to. My back is all jacked up pretty good, so I'm not able to do like I would like to do. That's why I'm so fat now. That's not
Yeah,
the only reason, but
I just
that's
wanted
part of it.
I wanted to tell you all that stuff that I'm talking about, like digging a well and putting in a septic tank and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just the supervisor. I can't do too much physically
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
I've hired people to do all that stuff for
Right,
me. So when I say, yeah, I
right,
put in
right,
a well or whatever, yeah, I put it in, but I wasn't the one that did it.
right, right. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I try to do some stuff. That I can, but I'm just not able to do like a fit person can do, or somebody without the issues. Once I get done doing a little bit, I got to go lay down and cry for a little bit, and then I can. I try not to become a pillhead, and try to
Well,
do some
they say
alternative stuff for the pain.
they say when you're trying to get Social Security disability that there's like a 3-step process, and they said just keep appealing it because
Uh-huh.
every time you go to the next step,
Yeah.
your mathematical chances of getting approved increase. Like they 90% of the people they automatically turn down the first time. Okay, then you appeal it. You go to step 2, and then it's like 70% of the people get turned down. So you appeal that, and then go to step 3, and you got like the greatest mathematical probability to get approved. You know.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, talked to some other people that got it and stuff. Yeah, that Tim exactly. And they all told me just really, if I can hold out till I'm 50, then I reapply, and it's going to be way better chance to get it. So that's kind of my thought process as of right now. So I'm either 48 or 49. I'm not for sure, but so I don't have too much longer to go. So we paid everything off and moved to the Philippines, and now we're trying to make it. But we never set in stone how long we're going to be here. We're not. We never said that once we move, this is it, or anything like that. We really don't know. It just depends on how everything goes and
Yeah.
what we like and all that. We got approved after. Tim said we got approved after a week after you turned 50. Got approved. That's great. Tim, did you end up getting a lawyer to get approved, or did you do it yourself?
I remember when my father passed away. He died at like age 57. He had cancer of the esophagus.
Mhm.
And after we buried him in the ground, like 2 days later, he got a note back from Social Security disability. They said, you've been turned down. You're not sick enough." And we had just buried him.
Mm,
So
crazy.
yeah, you just gotta keep. I'd suggest you apply for it and just keep trying, man. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Just keep
Right.
signing up for it. If you're really hurt, and you can't work.
Right. Yeah, when they released me, the specialist, they didn't even want to offer me. They said there was about a 20% chance of anything being better, a higher chance of a lot of stuff being a lot worse with my disc and stuff. And they said, yeah, it's not even worth trying to do anything to your back. So they put me on all this big, huge list of restrictions and stuff that I was able to do and not to do. I mean, some of the stuff was like, crazy. Like I'm only allowed to sit for 10 minutes, and then I have to stand for 10. And I can't, not supposed to go up stairs, walk up and down stairs, and I'm not supposed to lift anything over a 10-pound weight limit, something that I can lift with just my arm strength, not use my back. And I could not do that more than so many times per hour. And, so I had this huge list of what I could and could not do. I took it back to FedEx to try to see if they could find something for me to do, so I could keep a job of some sort. But yeah, they pretty much looked at me like I was stupid, and they told me that they would send me a letter in a couple weeks, and they sent me a letter, and it was here's how much we'll give you to go away, and first thing I did was start calling lawyers like that. That's crazy, Lord. What are you guys talking about? So I called around to all the lawyers I could find. They said, do you understand this is FedEx you're talking about? I said, time they delay this and send you through the ringers for 5-6 years, you'll be lucky after your lawyer fees to get that much. Oh, great. So no lawyer that I talked to even wanted to take my case to go up against him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what fun. So I did a few sideline businesses there while I did Uber and Lyft, stuff where I could just drive around. And then I got my real estate license, and I was working on that, and then I got sick again and ended up in the hospital, and got terminated from my real estate company.
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
this is great. And then we got the offer, hey, if you guys want to, my wife's parents came to America and was checking us out and stuff. And while they were there, they kind of offered us to, if you guys want to come over, we'll see our grandkids, and you guys can do one of the family businesses or help out at the farm or something to that effect. And so we said, hey, let's give it a try. So we took 6 or 8 months, paid off everything that we could, and got my oldest son to move back home. And we took over the house, and we came here.
Now, you had been to the Philippines already, right?
Oh,
Before
yeah,
you-
many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the longest I ever spent here, was a 4-month stint. But every time when you come to the Philippines like that, you're on vacation. So everything's a lot different.
Yeah, I hear you.
Being on vacation and living here, right?
Yeah.
It's,
I was
so I
lucky
kind of
because,
knew a little bit about what I was getting myself into.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was lucky because I work for the airlines, and when they gave us, it's probably let me see, at the time to fly business class, it was $25 one way, and then if you wanted to fly coach, it was $15 one way. I mean, so I went back and forth to the Philippines so many times, and
Right.
I was lucky about that. But yeah, when I met my wife, I got married in '95, so there was the internet back then, but see, I didn't even have a computer. I didn't get a computer till 1998, I think. Just after they came out with that Windows 98.
Yeah.
So
Right.
trying to communicate, back then you had to write a letter and it took like 2 weeks to get to the Philippines.
Right.
Then my wife would read it.
Right.
Then take her like 2 days to write me back. another two
Right.
weeks come back from the Philippines if there wasn't a delay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like nowadays, where you could meet a girl over here and then you go back to the States and then you can chit chat on the
Right.
internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I met my wife. I had a counselor that said, I had gone through a divorce, or it was a bad one like everybody else's, right? So I'm like depressed and everything. But I've seen the counselor, and they said that, Bill, you can't just go to work and go home and go back to work and go home. You gotta like talk to people. So she suggested that I got into like one of those chat groups or something like that.
Yeah.
So I looked up Christian Friends, and I went to the site, and it was you could meet like girlfriends or just friends or whatever. It was that a website or whatever. And first time I ever been on anything like that. I didn't know how to do nothing. First person I talked to was my wife Mercy, and I said hi to some other people, and but she was not really talking to me, so that's who I talked to, and she told me how to do like a Yahoo chat and that kind of thing. So she taught me how to how to talk to her. So next thing you know, that was in like June. So in January, I was flying over here and got married to her. So and that was in 2011.
Yeah, that story that you guys told.
I had to wait.
That story that you guys told, I kind of chuckled. I mean, I wasn't laughing at you. I mean, I was just like, I was picturing the situation. Well, you told the story about how you proposed to Mercy, and I was telling my wife about it. She says, "Is that the guy?" I said, "Yeah, check out the Riley." We started watching. After I told her that story, then she started watching you guys' channel more.
Right. Yep. First time I met her, I proposed to her, and then later that month we were married. So
wow.
So proposed to her at the Manila airport there. Happy Pappy,
Oh,
welcome.
She came all the way to Manila. I was thinking you guys were in Davao.
She was working as OFW, and she flew. I was worked for FedEx, so I flew like airlines, whatever, on standby. So I didn't know exactly when I would get here. So, but I got here early. Like I hit every flight, and they got me here, but they didn't get my bags here. And so I'm here like a day or two before she gets here. And so I stayed in Manila, and then she went with the pastor that she knows, and I stayed at their place instead of the shady hotels that the cab driver took me to on Skid Row or wherever the world that was. With all the prostitutes running in and out the doors and stuff.
He probably took
so
you
I
to
went to stay with
Armita.
him, and then they got me. What's that?
He probably took you to Armita. Manila.
Yeah, that's probably it. There's like so many people on that street walking around and everybody trying to talk to me or touch me. It's like, no, 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 no. So, yeah, he saved me, got me out of there, and then they bought tickets. They helped me buy the tickets online or whatever, so I could be on the same flight as her coming down to. We came down to Jensen or Davao One, I forget Davao. But anyways, we got we met up into Cebu area to get on there, and I seen her from a distance. She had her back to me, so I just walked over to her and knelt down and proposed to her while she was, I think she was like on a payphone or something. So I embarrassed her pretty good. And yes, just stand up, stand up. So yeah, yeah, that was it. Happy Pappy. I wasn't a smart packer back then. I did not have the right stuff in my carry-on bag. I had like cameras and laptop and stuff instead of like clothes. So I had the clothes that I was wearing, and that was it. So I had to go clothes shopping and find the
Which
stuff
probably,
that fits you when you're 6 foot. So,
I was just gonna say that, which probably wasn't an easy task.
no. No, there's only like one brand of clothes that you can find over here that kind of fits a little bit, and that's the Fubu. So it's like made for big Americans. It's hard to find.
It's getting hard to find
So
stuff right now because of the lockdown. Some stuff gets through, groceries and
yeah,
stuff, but it's hard to find
right.
school supplies right now. Flip flops, those
Yeah,
Islanders. Those are hard to find in
yeah, yeah.
Negros.
Mhm.
How do the supermarkets look there?
Yeah.
Is any of the stuff like hard to get?
Oh yeah, it's in this area. There's like hardly any foreigners, so anything that I want is very hard to find. The regular stuff that I would eat. But like as far as the regular food, like Filipino food, it seems like the meat counters and stuff are all low, but everything else seems to be decent, decent stock. So from what I noticed, anyways, not that we try to go very often. A lot of times I try to pull up and tell my wife to run in to see what it is right here.
One of the first appliances after we built our house, I got a chest freezer.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a couple of
Yeah.
cows. We always have goats and cows. So when we're starting to run low on beef, I just call my wife's nephew. He's kind of a half-ass butcher,
Mm-hmm.
The cow meat here is so tough. So I got a meat grinder.
Oh, yeah.
We make our own hamburger, and we just
Uh-huh.
we knock it head, with a hammer, and then butcher the cow right on
Uh-huh.
the spot, and then put it in freezer
Right.
bags. We do cows and hogs. And
Wow, that's awesome.
we only go to the grocery about maybe once
Yeah.
a month, usually.
Cool.
Load up on spaghetti sauce and spaghetti.
I tell you what. Yeah. With with here, when we would go to the store, I kid you not, it's like every other day. It's like my wife didn't believe in buying enough to get us through the week. She wanted to go every other day or something. I don't know what the deal is with that. But now we're at the farm, and it's harder to get to places. So she'll stock up now. She'll buy enough to get us through the week. So, or like once a week. But yeah, we were just talking about today trying to find a grinder. Not that we have anything to butcher yet, but even when we buy meat, to be able to grind it up and stuff instead of having
Yeah,
to go somewhere to buy it pre.
you can buy a baby cow for about 10,000 pesos, and then keep it about maybe a year.
Okay.
And it's almost it's full grown by then, and you're gonna need your freezer, and just butcher it right on the spot, and you can save a lot of money that way too. Have a little garden.
Never
grow
done any of
vegetables.
that.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah.
Like I said,
That's what we're starting.
any Filipino, it's kind of like they do lechon, and they kill hogs and butcher up hogs. So it's pretty easy to find somebody, that'll do that. I mean,
Right.
the stuff won't be perfect, but it's meat is chewy anyways over here. So, if you got a decent grinder, you just grind everything up in hamburger, just about everything.
Right. I finally found a place here that I can actually get a good steak here in this town. And I've looked, like the entire time that I've been here, this time, since I've lived here, and I couldn't find anything. Like you said, everywhere and everywhere is, horrible. And, but I found a place that imports it either from that close to us here. Crap. Like, how did I not know? Like last month or 2 months ago. So I finally and I was asking everybody, like, have you ever had a good steak? Have you ever had like real steak? No, really. Why are you talking to me about a steak for?
Yeah.
So, but I finally found the place. So, yeah, happy Pappy. I can't. Rice, dry fish, and balut. That's rice. I eat so much of that. That's why I'm getting so huge. And I don't touch the dry fish or the balut anymore. Gross.
Man, my wife was rice
Filipino. Yeah.
My wife was ricing me to death, man.
You guys eat a lot of chicken?
No, not really. I had to teach my wife how to make gravy. I told her I'll eat rice, but you gotta jazz it up. You gotta, put something with it. So she learned how to make gravy, and that really helps things.
Right. Yeah.
She makes the best curry chicken. We'll
put onion and tomato and
we'll get some coconuts, the old coconuts like what they sell in the States, and then take the meat out. And I got a Vitamix mixer. I put that coconut meat in, break it up into pieces and then put it in the Vitamix with some water, and then grind it, and it pulverizes it, liquefies it, and then I run that through a it's called a nut bag. It's like a cloth, kind of like a cheesecloth, and the pulp it catches the pulp, and the coconut milk, you know, the white milk falls through, and then you take that milk
Right.
and you use that for like your gravy for your curry chicken. You take your chicken and you cook it in that First, you start cooking the chicken, and then you pour that coconut milk on it. You know, your vegetables in there, and then red pepper. And, I'm trying to think of Hun, what's that stuff that seasoning that you put? Turmeric. Yeah, she grows turmeric. That's the main ingredient in chicken curry.
Okay.
So she takes powdered turmeric that she made ahead of time and puts that in there. Man, it's the best curry chicken you ever had in your life. Better than a Thai restaurant.
Yeah. You know, some do curry, and sometimes curry don't like me.
Yeah, it could be hot. But yeah, you should plant, like we grow basil here and oregano and turmeric. You know, since you're out kind of in the boonies, you know, away from the city, you know, just start growing all your seasonings.
Right. Now, do you grow that in a, do you have like above ground growing right in the ground?
Yeah, what we did, because of the rainy season, we raised seed beds, you know, for the drainage. And that's where she's got all her basil growing. The turmeric, she's got it growing in the ground. But the basil and the oregano, that's in the raised seed beds. But you could grow that in the ground too. You just have to find a spot with drainage.
Right. Yeah. Well, right now, what we're doing for, you know, if you will, our test patches, we're putting down, you know, we're digging it all up and then putting down plastic and then burying that and then planting on top of it so that, you know, they have a chance of surviving those palm oil trees around. But we haven't made any above ground, you know, beds or anything like that yet. But I foresee them. If this goes a little bit good, then we'll probably look at something like that.
Start like making your own compost. What you need, Bill? You need like a kind of a shady spot, you know, like under a tree or something. And you take anything brown, like dried grass or leaves. That's carbon. That's considered a carbon. And then on top of that, you want to stack anything green, like green grass or green leaves. And then you go green, brown, and you keep it moist, and that'll make a chemical reaction, and it'll start turning to really nice compost. If you use cow manure, even though it's brown or black, that's considered a green. Any kind of manure, because that's high in nitrogen. So you need a nitrogen, carbon, you know, stacked on top of each other, you know, kept moist, and it'll start heating up and turning into compost.
Now, do you throw any dirt in with it, or you don't
no,
like a layer of dirt?
Yeah, afterwards, you know, depending on what kind of soil you have, there's amendments that you can add to it if you want it to hold moisture. You can put carbonized rice hulls in there, in with your compost, or you can add sand, you know, if you want it to drain more. You know, it depends on you know, your situation. And then you have another factor, your pH.
Right.
You know, depending on what you're trying to grow, you want to adjust with lime and some other little tricks you can use. You want to adjust your pH to whatever you're growing. But yeah, we don't even use, we grow just about all our vegetables, and we have jungles all around us. You can imagine how many insects, you know, are in the jungle. And I learned to make organic, natural pesticide to keep the bugs off the garden. There's a tree called a neem tree. It grows wild here in the Philippines. You can ask around, try to get a seedling or some seeds. And the leaves from the neem tree, that's, I don't know if you've heard of neem oil. They sell it in the United States. It's a organic pesticide, but it won't hurt. I mean, it won't hurt humans or anything, but it'll run ants away and all kind of pests. What you do, you take that neem oil. What we do, we take the leaves from the neem tree and we grind it in a Vitamix, and then you add some water to it, and you add like a teaspoon of dish soap and then a teaspoon of oil, and that causes the stuff to stick to the plant. And just recently, I've added hot peppers to it. South Carolina Reaper peppers. That's the hottest pepper in the world. And you mix that stuff up, and then you run it through a cloth, you know, and you put that in your sprayer with mix it with water, and spray that on your plants. And it's a natural, organic pesticide that, you know, you don't have to worry about it getting in your aquifer, you know, and polluting your water or anything like that. And it does a really good job.
Now, do you walk around with the bolo in your hand or tied to your waist, or what do you do when you're out in the fields and stuff?
No. What? Remember I told you that I built a cabin first? My wife's nephew, he works for us, and he lives in the cabin, him and his wife, and he's got 3 kids. So he works for us. So he's the one that goes around with the bolo and trims the banana trees, and, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like every time I walk out and I'm actually like go out into the trees or walk into the back of the property or anything, I have that bolo that my wife bought me, and I have that in my hand firmly because you know, I'm just not used to the stuff yet. And
get yourself,
you know, I'm just waiting. Something's going to jump out at me.
Well, get yourself a walking stick about as tall as you are, and walk around with that. If you see a stray dog, you know, you can poke it, you know, if it tries to bite you or whatever. You don't want to get bit over here. You automatically got to go for a rabies shot, a few rabies shots. But if you run across a snake or something like that, it's good to have a walking stick. If there's some tall grass, you know, you stick the walking stick in the grass in front of you and kind of move it around. If there's a snake, it'll scare it, you know, it'll take off, you know, so.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I need to find one because I carry that bolo because I had to buy one that was kind of large, but it's not the easiest thing to tote around. But it, you know, it's I walk the trails or whatever, and you know, there's always branches and stuff hanging down, and got to clear a path. So I start whacking. You know, everybody there at the farm is, you know, 4 foot tall, and they don't have to worry about all the stuff up tall, and I gotta clear my own path up up top, you know. So so I don't have to like crawl through the paths.
How far are you
So,
guys from the ocean?
um, if I'm at the top of that of the back of the property, I can see the ocean. It's probably now I've never been to it over where I'm talking about, but I would say it's probably about 5 to 7 miles as a crow flies, of course.
Oh, okay, you're fairly close.
Some of the farmland. But you know, I can see it, you know, pretty clearly, and see the town that's over by the ocean. And but I've never driven back to that area, so I have no idea, like, you know, what all is over there, you know, what's happening in that town or anything. But typically, like, if we were here in town in Cronadale, it would take us about an hour to go to the ocean there in Jinsan, or normally where we would go to a beach, or you know, something to the port or something to that effect. So that's usually the closest ocean to me when we were living here in town. So, but I'll try to find out more about that area. It's a town that I'm not familiar with. That I can see it over in the I can see it over when I'm way up at the top there, but I can't. Of course, like at the house and stuff, I can see the jungle sounding. Now, I don't know if it's true jungle that is around me, you know, because I see like an occasional, here's a hut over here and there's a hut over there kind of thing. So I don't know if these are like farmer huts, or you know, helper huts or whatever. So
Yeah, we got
I don't have a good grasp of the area yet.
where I'm at. We have monkeys and bobcats. There's supposed to be wild boars somewhere.
Oh, do you?
I've never seen one.
Yeah. So you guys actually get some bobcats there?
Oh yeah, one of them one night got our chicken. That thing, it made like a "rah," you know how they make that noise, and it didn't sound like no cat. It sounded like
Uh-huh.
the Ford Lincoln Cougar commercial. You remember those? Where the Cougar, that's what it
Right.
sounded like. Man, me and my son, we come running out of the house. And my wife had her pistol, and by that time there was nothing but feathers, and the baby chickens were there.
Right.
But the mom will sacrifice
Right.
herself for her baby. The bobcat got our mama chicken.
Right. Yeah, I've not seen anything like that here. You know, when we were traveling up to like Dumaguete or whatever, we went island hopping. We drove, got on ferries and stuff. But anyways, the northern part of Mindanao there was the first time I seen wild monkeys just running around. Like, what is this in the middle of the road here? That don't look like no dog. Stupid monkeys.
Yeah,
But I have not seen them around here yet. Not saying they're not, but I haven't seen them yet. I've seen them in cages, and you know those tarsier monkeys.
yeah.
I guess in this area, but you know those walking by, you can probably see they're smaller than the rat. So But of course, you got the wild dogs running around. I've seen those up at the farm already.
So
They
you
look so
got a
bony,
Belgian Malinois there, right? Was that a Belgian Malinois dog?
Well, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got two of them here at this house and then one of them there at the farm. And it's, when we first got here, it was just a newborn. Father-in-law sent it off to training and stuff. And you can't tell. I mean, this thing, yeah, I guess it listens to them pretty good, but yeah, it will drag you. It will drag you for miles. Um, calm down a little bit there. Yeah, there's one of those, and there's a pit bull, and then several other that are
Yeah,
ours. Are on the farm there.
I got two Belgian Malinois dogs because we're in a remote area, and I got a sleeve, for it to, how you teach it to bite someone's arm.
Get you.
But
Right.
since it got full grown, everybody's terrified of it. I can't get anybody around here to be the decoy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we have found out so far. From some of our neighbors, I guess, the helpers are saying the neighbors are scared to death of this dog. I guess it was killing the ended up getting put into the pen or whatever. So it and the pit bull don't get to run around free. They have to be on one wheel. So
Yeah, I ended up putting
glad they didn't get a hold of any of the goats or sheep or anything.
Yeah, I put a block wall around my house because I was worried about my dogs biting somebody, and then I made a dog run, and had some metal gates put up, and
yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'd like to get that dog. My older son can walk him, so if he wants to go back into the back or whatever, and I'm not with them, but he could take the dog with him for a walk. But we're not there yet. POD, welcome. Yeah, it's I see you'd like to make some comments of U.S. Go ahead.
If you start working with that Belgian Malinois, those dogs can't see behind. When they're healing, if you're trying to teach them to heal, by the side of your leg, like on the left side, they can't see behind them. So what you do, you put like a slip chain. Some people call it a choke chain. I don't really like calling it that, but you know what I'm talking about. And you put one of those chains on it, and then like a 6-foot leather leash or a leash, and you start walking them on your left side. And when he starts getting out in front of you, he can't see behind you or behind him. So when he gets out past your leg in front of you, you go the opposite way. You wear like tennis shoes where you can like change directions where he can't hear you.
Right.
And when he goes forward, like if he sees a cat or another dog and he gets distracted and starts going out in front of you, he can't see you change directions. So you just start walking the other way real fast when he comes to the end of the rope, he'll go like, "Arr!" He'll get like an abrupt stop. You do that 2 or 3 times, and then he suddenly realizes that you're not going to tell him when you change directions. So he starts keeping his attention
Right.
on you because you keep changing direction on him, and he keeps going to the end of
Right.
that rope and abruptly stopping.
Right.
So that will keep his attention on you. And the only way he can keep his attention on you, since he can't see behind him, he has to stay even with your leg. That's one way of teaching him to
Right.
heel.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Phil,
With
on demand.
Philippines on Demand's in. If you'd like to come up, Bill, feel free to. He's commenting about our topic of the night, about the people giving up their citizenship. Yeah, I'd like to have my son be able to do that with him. You know, with me having a bad back, if he jerks on me wrong, then I'm done
Oh, yeah.
for a while.
Those are perfect dogs. Yeah.
So, right.
Yeah, it's called an about turn. If you look up like dog training, and look up like teaching the heel about turn, you can look on YouTube and see the technique I'm talking about.
Yeah. Boss, what's happening? Welcome, welcome. Happy Pappy's in the house too. Hey, thank you guys all for coming. Anybody like to come up and join in on this and we'll go back to the original, whichever. Feel free to. I think I dropped the link there. Yeah, the dog, he had a whole litter, so he sent the ones that he kept to training school or whatever, and they came back and they were just bigger. I don't know how much training they got, but they were bigger, barked a lot louder.
Well, a Malinois,
yeah, we got
the breed, the Belgian Malinois, they're high strung, even more so than a German Shepherd. What I mean, they don't like to like lay around.
Yeah.
They always want to chase the ball. They're like high drive,
right.
like a race car or something.
Right.
So, you really they take that particular breed. A lot of people say they don't make a good pet. That's why the police use them in our military, because they're high drive dogs and they have a high prey drive.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, when I read about it, when we first came over here and we had some puppies, I read up on it, like, what are these and what's about it. I think I did a video about them. But yeah, even, they talked about how intelligent these dogs are and why they use the police and the military use them but if you do get them trained up, that they're just very, very focused on the task at hand, if you will. But they do have that energy. And just looking at the mom, he has the mom here. I was like, man, that dog is more powerful than I can afford to walk around with. If it's if it's jumpy at all, and I won't be able to handle it. So we got two dogs that dog has had all its shots out there at the farm, and then the pit bull has had all its shots. But the other, like, straggly dogs that run around at our feet have had no shots. So of course I worry about them. They're ankle biters or whatever you want to call those really yappy dogs. But I worry about them, yapping on the kids. So,
I quit feeding my dogs dog food. Um, I was buying the most
Mhm.
expensive dog food they sold here. It was called Pedigree, and I think that shit was coming from China.
yeah.
It was making them, they have like a real
Oh yeah.
dog smell. You could tell the smell come out of their skin, and then they just weren't looking healthy. So I
Huh.
started, I started keeping pigs, started keeping hogs, and we butcher them, and I feed my dog
Right.
pork. In fact, right now it ain't even
Right.
worth keeping hogs around here because pork right here in Negros is going for 100 pesos a kilo. Where in Manila right now they want 360 a kilo. What's pork going for
Yeah.
in Mindanao there where you're at?
Yeah. I'm not even for sure. We haven't bought any ourselves recently, so
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
for sure. I know it's down because of we have the virus in Mindanao, so everybody is can't transport and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, POD. We'll talk at you later. Thank you for coming in and see you. Going to go to sleep. You had a big day. He's wore out. And so the UK is at 36. Oh, scorching. It's I look forward to 36 most days here. Nah, it's 36 and above here in town. At the farm, it seems to be a little bit cooler. I'm up in the side of the hill, side of the mountain, so it's not as doesn't feel as hot.
Are you at a high elevation there?
Yeah, not here in this town. We are not. We're kind of in a valley, um, and I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure about the farm yet. I haven't been there really size and I know we go up and we go down. It seems like more of a climb up. So I think we're at a higher elevation there at the farm, but I can't say 100% 100% where we are. The Hasters is in the house. Good morning, good morning.
Hey,
Oh,
hamsters.
starting work. No problem. Appreciate you swinging by. The question earlier was when you move to the Philippines, planning on giving up your American citizenship. Earlier today, I've been told by someone that said CNN put out a report that a lot more people are giving up their citizenship when they become expats, and I told him I didn't know of any. And he said, "Oh, I know a bunch."
I
So
think you
I'm
would have a
somebody
much.
that is giving up their
I think you would have a much better chance
what
of getting somebody to give up their virginity than their citizenship.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know of anybody out of all the people, even if they said, I don't plan on going back to America or anything like that. Um, yeah, yeah, the Hasters, yeah, I know they're not letting Americans in right now, but like, say say you retire and you come to the Philippines, um, would you consider dropping the American? Yeah, never heard of anyone who did that. Yeah. I've never heard of anyone either. I've heard of a guy talking about, he was kind of in trouble with his country or whatever. He wanted to do away with his citizenship of that country, but it wasn't even America. But that's the only person, and this guy is claiming that a lot of people are doing it. A lot of this, and I'm like, where are you seeing this? Where are you getting this? I've never heard of this. Not in other countries, maybe somebody that comes here from, we'll say India. Maybe, yes, I'm giving up my citizenship and I'm staying in the Philippines, that kind of thing. But as far as American citizen, I have no an American giving up.
I just went to a in Dumaguete. See, my
Uh-huh.
3 years will be up in February. So I'm like thinking, man, I gotta do something about this. So I told my wife, I mean, we've been married almost 26 years now. So I said, I guess it's about time I get a 13A. So right next door to the Bureau of Immigration in Dumaguete, they have a company. It's a visa service. They help you get visas. They charge a fee. So I went and talked to them. I said, with this lockdown and everything, and I told them I'm going to have to leave the country in February. I don't know what I'm going to do. And they said that they could get me a 13A, 13A visa. But their fee is 37,000 pesos. And they said I wouldn't have to leave the Philippines and I wouldn't have to go to Cebu.
Right.
They said I could do everything right from Dumaguete, which I don't know how they're going to do it because I heard there was an interview, So I got an appointment with them. I'm next month, and I'm going to get that started. You got to get a Bureau of not a Bureau, FBI clearance. What do they call it in the Philippines? NBI clearance.
Yeah.
And a bunch of there's a bunch of paperwork that you got to do. And anyways, this visa company, they're right next door to the Bureau of Immigration. It says they're accredited. They got a big plaque up there. And so I guess it's above board. It's right next door. So I'm going to probably go that route.
Yeah, that's when mine is up too in February. We took a trip to Thailand, right as so my year was in February there. So I'll have to figure something out by then. But of course, the wife and kids are all duals.
I got here.
What's that?
Well, in February it'll be 3 years. It was right during Chinese New Year celebration. So when I flew into the country, I couldn't get to the Negros because it was Chinese New Year, and there was a bunch of people. In fact, I couldn't even hardly get a hotel room in Manila, but I managed to get one. And I had to spend 2 days in Manila, and then I went from there to Dumaguete. Where are you in the Philippines again? I'm in Negros Oriental. Hipsters, you know where Dumaguete is? It's on the eastern side of Negros. I'm on the western side, so if you go south from Dumaguete and then go to the bottom of the island and then you come up on the other side, I'm close to Bayawan City. It's a big
Welcome
fishing.
in, John Baker. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Yeah, Dumageddon, when we passed through there, I was trying to see if I could meet up with Bud Brown. You know who Bud Brown is there.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to see if I could meet up with him while we were passing through. But he was actually, that's when he went to, I think he went to Japan
You
at the
saw his
time.
movie,
So
didn't you?
he wasn't in that, but they made the movie. I seen all the interviews and all that kind of stuff that they did. Pretty cool. Yeah. 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 You got a movie. Pretty cool. Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. So Hapster's got a cousin that's married to someone in Dumageddon.
Oh, do
Yeah,
they?
Dumageddon was pretty nice. When we were there, it looked like a nice place. I can see why, a lot of foreigners live in that area. Except for the construction on the road, but where isn't it?
Yeah,
And
I eat quite a few
beans,
beans.
yeah. Do you
They
eat a lot of
send me,
beans?
yeah, because of my Crohn's. Um, I get my family back in the
Uh-huh.
States. They're in Michigan, in Southwest Detroit. There's a Mexican community, and there's a Mexican grocery store,
Uh-huh.
and they can go in there and get
Uh-huh.
50-pound sack of pinto beans for $35. So they take one of those pinto
Wow.
beans and they put it in a bulk buying box, and then just pack clothes and
Uh-huh.
garage sale junk, around it.
So,
Last time they sent me
yeah,
two
yeah,
sacks.
yeah.
My mom did.
Yes,
I got.
yes.
I brought 2 or 3 slow cookers, crock pots from the States. I brought them over and
Uh-huh.
put those pinto beans in there. And
Sounds pretty good.
yeah,
I don't know what's up, but my wife's computer is like hot. Like, what is? I was trying to figure out where this heat was coming from. It's, it's designed different than mine. It's spitting it out the sides, the heat. Mine comes out the bottom. It's like, it's burning my arm over here. What's going on?
man, I figured out the best beef vegetable recipe. I mean, you can't hardly get your hands on any Campbell soup where I live. They have cream of mushroom. That's it.
Uh-huh.
So what I do, I
Okay.
boil some meat and
Mm-hmm.
just cover it with enough water to cover the meat and boil it. And then when the meat gets soft, then you throw your carrots and potatoes and onions in there and add a little more water and let that boil till they become soft. And then you want to jazz up your broth. So the next thing you take a pack of spaghetti sauce and then you pour it in there in the water, and then you put a little brown sugar in there and stir it up. Man, it tastes just like Campbell's beef vegetable. It's really good. I put that in the crock pot,
Huh.
and My wife could eat her Filipino food all day. When I get hungry, I just go to the crock pot. I got a ladle. Get me a big bowl of that
Right.
homemade soup. Every other day, she cooks me soup like that.
That's cool. At least you got something that you like and your go-to recipe.
Yeah,
We
she made.
haven't, once. Go ahead.
My wife made homemade bread tonight and some more soup.
Oh, yeah, we're trying to figure out our stove right now at the house. Um, we got it to work one time so far and haven't got it to work since. So we've been using a one burner propane, deal sitting on top of the stove to cook on. Um, so we're trying to figure out what's wrong with that. But
Are you sure
we
you got
got
gas?
a refrigerator. Yeah, because we got turn on. Uh, but we couldn't get the top to light. We got it to light once, and then couldn't get it to light anymore. But it had just been sitting there, so we don't know if that was some of the gas that was already pumped up through it or something. I don't know. So no, we're not 100% that we have gas, but we think we do. How can you tell on those tanks? Like,
Well,
can
turn
you
it on.
shake it and hear it, or
Unhook the line and then turn the valve on. See if some gas comes out.
just hear something
Plus,
coming?
it weighs a lot more. The tank. We got one of the
Yeah.
big like what a bakery has. We got one of those big tanks. They last us almost 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, we have like a tank that comes up to about just above my knee, I guess, with the round parts that you hold on to it or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I got one of those too for standby. When the big one runs out, I put the little one on, and so I can
okay.
go up and get a refill.
Yeah.
I just dropped my Jeep off
The
today at the.
hamsters we were okay. The hamsters were in town tonight. And I'm actually using my wife's hotspot on her phone right now. So yeah, that's why we're doing a live stream tonight because we got decent internet, not good but decent. I think I got 2 out of 3 bars, or 2 out of 4, I guess it is. Yeah, the propane tanks. Yeah, 20 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, it's the worst thing when those things, go out on you right in the middle of cooking. Then you don't have a backup, like crap. And of course, that's when everything's closed. Oh, it's a holiday today, not something. What? Uh,
Yeah, if you're kind of away from the
yeah,
city, you're gonna have to start buying in bulk. Like what we buy our flour, the
yeah,
big 40-pound sack. We'll buy one of those at a time, and then rice we buy by the sack.
yeah. Yeah, we bought this by the sack, but we haven't like taken any. we take so much at a time, but we have like here at our parent have like 4 of ours. So, but yeah, I always like looking about living in a small house and tiny homes and stuff. And I'm living in one, and I'm like, dang, what was I thinking? Uh, uh, but we don't have that problem. It's just we need to go up. Everything is not on the floor. Our tables that we got. Eventually.
Did you guys just buy a truck? I see you driving a truck in the one video.
Yeah, we didn't buy one. We just borrowed.
Oh, okay.
That's if it's that maroon color truck, that's her dad's truck. We have one of those Ford Sport deals. So sometimes we trade with somebody in the family if we need a truck or a different go trade off. Let me borrow yours, you use mine, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be without a vehicle for about a week.
something old.
I dropped my Jeep off this morning at the upholstery guy. I'm getting a new top for it and getting the seats covered. He said it'll take him about a week.
Okay. Now what weird Jeep was that you got?
I think it's to tell you the truth, I'm not sure of the year. It's a surplus Japanese Defense Forces military police Jeep. And as you know, they ship them to the Philippines and then they convert them.
Right.
Left-hand driver.
Right.
And then they go through them. So I'm not sure what year it is. I mean,
yeah.
It's got a turbo diesel engine in it, and I started to buy one of those Suzuki.
To many people here.
I started to buy a Suzuki, those little trucks, but it was just too damn small.
Yeah.
My knees were up at my chest,
Yeah, I don't
when I
think I
got
could
it.
fit in it either.
Yeah. So I ended up buying the Jeep.
Well, we have her dad has a farm truck, and I've tried to squeeze into it a couple times, but it's a stick shift, and I don't think there's enough room for me to shift it, steer it, and hit the pedals all at the same time. Like I have to suck in to turn. But I haven't driven it actually down the road yet, so. One of these days, I'm going to get brave enough to actually take it out and see if I can drive it. You did aircon in it just in case I do decide to drive it anywhere. So thank you.
Yeah, you gotta have aircon.
Yeah. So he said he got on the truck, so I'll get brave enough to try to drive it. So. But with our little 2-wheel drive SUV there, we to the house, on the property, but that's as far. We can't go like back to the back area and that. You know, there's the road back through there, but it's too rough for our little car. This big truck gets stuck back in there sometimes too. So we're only
Oh,
two-wheel drive.
I'm sorry. I just looked at the text. Yeah, Mrs. Hapster. We are on lockdown right here, but they're just starting a face shield. You got to have a mask and a face shield. It's going to start in a couple days. Like if you want to ride the series bus or anything like that, you got to have a face shield. What else she has to be? Do you have a channel? Yes, I have a channel. I haven't put a video up in a while, but my wife has a channel and she puts videos up quite regularly. Her channel is Happy, one word, Happy Homesteader Philippines. Happy Homesteader Philippines. So if you want to see what we're up to,
type that in.
okay, I'll type it in.
Is my internet getting like really choppy? It's like here it sounds like it's going in and out on my headphones. I don't know. There you go. The hamsters, you go to their channels to see how you do the farming right. And then you can come back to my channel and see how you goof it up.
I think she's got
see how the
about.
rookies do it.
I think she's got almost 3,500 subs now. I'm gonna have to take a look. It's been a while since I went to her channel. Let's see.
She's booming. Is she already monetized? I can't remember.
What's say again?
Is she already monetized?
Yeah. She got lucky because you're gonna laugh when you hear the story. What happened? We slaughtered a hog, and so many people got upset, like animal rights people and stuff. They were passing the video to other people to see. It was all negative. They were cussing, and she was like getting heartbroken. Should I leave it or should I take it down? She kept asking me. I said, no, leave it up. You're getting all these views. You're getting all these watch hours. And she left it up, and she got her watch hour really fast.
Wow. That's good.
She eventually took it down.
Yeah, now it asks you for any of that stuff. Did she? Cool. Yeah, I always worry about stuff that I see around here. Like, well, they're not video that. They're not put that on my channel. Yeah. But, you know, there's so many. I'll be like talking about something on here, and it's happened to me 2 or 3 times now, and they'll just shut down my whole live stream. But,
Oh,
yeah.
really? What was the subject?
Oh yeah.
I mean, were you talking about something
It
controversial?
was about no, it was about how to get rid of a rat problem and what I was planning on doing. So that was one time. Yeah, they just boom, they shut down my whole live stream, and I couldn't go back into it or nothing. It just said it got reported, and they turned me off.
Wow.
So yeah. But I've been to a channel where they actually do what I was talking about, and that's what they show on their channel. And kind of where I got the idea. They got a whole channel, nothing but that. So they're doing some bang bang. So well, that that was one. I forget what the other time I was talking about. I try to stay away from like political topics and stuff like that. Um, very controversial. And to like today, even uh, talking about the subject that I started off with there, the expats giving up their citizenship. I mean, I don't do that even to just because it's political, and I try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Now, if I had a channel that's what we talk about, that's what I would do. But this channel, this is
What
about our family and
what happened
what all we do.
when I first met you, Bill, or first started to know about your channel?
Uh-huh.
You were in some big controversy with
Uh-huh.
some guy from Untitled Island, and I never heard the story because you're such a nice guy. You don't seem like like
Yeah,
what you just said.
yeah,
You want to avoid controversy and everything, and I'm wondering how in the heck did you end up in
right.
some kind of feud with that knucklehead?
But well, kind of what had happened was it was back when I first went live streamed, right? I went on live, and I'm an honest person. I tell everybody this is how I'm doing it. This is what we're doing. And the guy tells me, uh, he tells me that no, uh, you put out this type of video because you're trying to promote the Philippines rather than he basically he was telling me that I needed to base my upon his channel, and if I didn't, then I was this and that and the other. And I said, no, family channel. I'm going to focus on what my family's doing. If we go to a park, we're going to show us how to go around and look for bad things of the Philippines just to post it. And he was telling me about all the different people that he argued with and fought with. I was like, hey, I feel sorry for you. Sorry that's happening, but I don't want that stuff. And when I told him that stuff, he just became a all out attacker. He did anything and everything to me and my wife. I mean,
Oh
he
wow!
called my wife. I married her to turn her servant, and she's nothing more than my maid. She married me for my money. She, just like us, and I never said nothing. Say, hey, you're, whatever. Like laughed them off. You know, that's all good about what you're doing over there, but I don't want no part of it. So, and then he just kept coming for me there for a few months, and then finally, I guess I got off his radar. So, but I put out that video telling them, hey, it's going to stop now. I'm not, I'm not a young punk off the street that you can just bump easy to and don't think something happened to you. So, and then,
Yeah, it's a shame, you get started because
yeah,
you were just starting, and and I see your
yeah,
point, and just try to
I
make
didn't,
friends, get to know everybody, and then that happened.
yeah, I didn't, right, right. Yeah, I let him up on the panel, and, he kind of like hid his face, showed like his arm and stuff. So I don't know this guy from anybody, and I'm telling him the truth. That day we were talking about like our finances and stuff, and I'm telling them that I don't have a job here. I don't have Social Security. We have savings, and we will be working for my wife's family, and and my wife would do some other stuff like she does online teaching and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
just we're just we didn't have a master plan, if you will. So I mean, he doesn't like that stuff. No, he doesn't. If you're not exactly like him and do what he does, I mean, he wants to attack.
yeah, the guy's really got, I think, a screw loose or something. I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, and if I could, I couldn't even pinpoint like what did I say that was so wrong. But the only thing that I told him, like, hey, I'm not going to do what you do. I mean, I'm not a negative minded person, so I'm not going to go on here and just talk negative. Uh, I mean, I turn this channel off before I ever do something like that.
Right.
These people over here are so bad. I mean, who wants to live like that? But that's what he wants to talk about. He I never did block him, and he would always come to me now. And I remember, like, I put out a video. Oh, we got 800 subs now. We're close to the goal, and he's like, oh, you'll never get to 2,000. You're boring. You're always on. I'm always on YouTube. And nobody will ever, you'll never get monetized. And, you know, it's just kind of, it's one that kind of helped me. Like, let's see if I get more subs than him. And once I get monetized, will I end up making more than him? So in all these goals I've hit, and, but I don't go to his channel. I don't say nothing to him. I don't troll him. I don't do nothing. Occasionally, I
Yeah.
listen to one of his rants for a few minutes, and then that's about all I can take, and I turn it off. And he's
Yeah.
always talking about somebody. Somebody did something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You got him pegged. So,
Well,
anyways,
it's.
Mr. Bill,
I mean,
I just want. I'm sorry. Go
I,
ahead.
I said I feel sorry for him, though. What a life, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Last time I heard him do a video, he was talking about because he's over 60, so he can't go nowhere. So you talk about a grumpy old man.
Oh,
So, anyways, thanks
yeah.
for letting me come on your show. I hope I didn't talk too
Yeah.
much. It's been a pleasure talking
Well,
to you, Bill.
oh no. Yeah, I appreciate you coming up and talking to me, and yeah, I definitely be checking out some of your videos too to help guide us along. Some great advice, and we will be probably reaching out when I have special questions and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's anything I said.
yeah,
I'm
it's
not trying to tell you what to do. Just giving you a couple ideas. Throw them out your way. And
sure,
so,
yeah,
okay, I'll get out of here. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for talking to me, Mrs. Hapster. And who else is in there?
yeah,
Happy Pappy, and um, I'll
yeah. John was here, and
yeah. Let me scroll up.
PB was in the building there.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Hit something. Thank you for coming up, and I think I shut off my mic there, I guess. Okay, the hats. I appreciate you coming and talking to us and having fun here. Even for me. I appreciate the video the other day where you cooked it up. Thank you, Hamsters. Appreciate it. Lord, I can see. I did a heart and you did see it. Oh man. Grumpy old man, yeah. There it is. Have a good day at work. Stay safe. Yeah, don't get on here too much anymore, but we're trying to get back in it. If we get that internet to get better at us, and once we get started the classes, then I can get on there. So we're hoping, and if not, they'll down. We'll see you next time, hamsters. Bye bye. As we come down to Corner down here, we'll try to do a live stream sometime, maybe while we're out running around. Yeah, get that internet going. Yeah, we've things that we want to so far. So hopefully it gets better, but now we're waiting on the networks. We're waiting on smart. We're waiting on Guam. Yeah, 6 a.m. And she's an early riser over there, Happy Pappy. I stay up late and get up late nowadays. When I first did things, I was up at 5 a.m. every morning, but that all changed when the lockdown hit. Uh, yeah, gotta have to go to work. Yeah. But Happy, did you talk about earlier the all right, well, early bird gets the worm. That's right. But I stay up so late. I already got the worm cooked and ate and everything else before you get up. No, Happy Pepper was just going back to the topic for the expats. Do you know any expats that given up their citizenship to the states when they came to either the Philippines or anywhere else in the world? The guy sent me the story too to prove to me that it was an actual story, and I'm telling him, there's no back in it. It's just like an opinion column to me. And but out of all the expats I've talked to, all the people planning to move to the Philippines that I've talked to, I've never heard of anybody talk about giving up their citizenship. Maybe they are mad at something going on in the States at the time or whatever, but I've never heard them say, I'm going to give up my citizenship when I go over there. Yeah, this is one of the first times I've done pretty much the whole show with just showing my beautiful face like that. Hey, hello. Welcome back, my friend. Here for the late night edition. Yeah, I think it'll be foolish. Yeah, exactly. It's any of the benefits or anything. I mean, we heard of like somebody wealthy doing it. Um, I've heard trying to dual citizenship somewhere, not to get citizenship there and give up their citizenship in another country. Yeah, yeah, we'd have to get a sponsor, and then once you turn in that passport, and then you find out how hard it is to get into other countries. My wife with her Philippines passport, she can't go to a lot of countries. I mean, we book something with their American passport, we're good to go, no problem. Treat. But yeah, with that Philippines passport, you got to get a visa and get all kinds of stuff before she's able to go into the country. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what we did. We got a search it, and we had written here for gun permit. And the second thing we worked on was getting tools and stuff. So, and then that went with uh, our other son too, Jabez. He got pretty much everything his mother got. But when she got her citizenship to the United States, he got his. When she got her dual citizenship, he got his. And as far as our youngest, who was born in America, but she was a citizen of the Philippines. So she just applied and got his dual right then. So he became a dual citizen from the back. My friend, which is an American, he just go back to the last rat. Okay. Yeah, he's also on the, yeah. Yeah, once the quarantine and everything settles, it probably go back up. Yeah, with me, I'm not for sure what I'm going to do at the end of February when I have to do something and my visa is up. I'm on a ballot buy-in visa, which gives me a year of being here. Um, and then uh, once that year is up, then I have to go out of the country or come back. So somebody messaged me there. Okay. Yeah, so it's nice resort. Is that the resort in Jinsan there? Yeah, I had a friend that was for 30 years. 94 days. Wow. Seen some people that were on boats, cruise ships that was on a cruise ship for a long time. Yeah, I knew it was you there from Jensen. Can I call you PH? Or what is it? Is it a Land Rover that you have? Maybe I call you Land Rover. Because I definitely can't read your other writing. What is that? Japanese or I have no idea. Now there's a vaccine for COVID. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good news or whatever. I'm not really wanting to take anything that Bill Gates comes up with. I mean, look at his windows. They got viruses. There's talk of vaccine, but not one that's been approved for people yet. Yeah, I'm a I'm the type of person that's not too keen on taking any kind of vaccines or flu shots or anything like that. I used to get a flu shot in my early years of working for FedEx, but I started feeling worse and worse taking them, and still get sick. So yeah, I don't believe I'll be taking any of those. Mm. So it was approved here in the Philippines. And I don't follow the vaccine news too close these things. Well, I remember a doctor talking about something that was working here in um, what country was that? It's off Madagascar, I guess. Oh, it's from vaccines from Russia and China. Oh no, no, no. There's two places I don't want to take anything from. Oh boy, yeah, it did. Huh? Yeah, yeah. I have to try to read up on that a little bit. Like I said, I haven't been following it. again, because I don't consider myself a person that would take it anyways. And if they make it to where you have to take it to fly, I guess I'll take a boat. Yeah. Mhm. Now just be careful before you take any injections. Just because they said they're out to help you doesn't mean so. You got a lot of people out there that wants to control the population. And, they're trying to do that by any means how they can. So, you planning to buy a JDM car, by the way? Can you store it with? What is a JDM? Is that a G? Guess I'm not familiar with that abbreviation, I guess. I see a lot of cars here, and it's that I wonder why people would have them and or would do that to the cars. Some of it don't make a lot of sense. Yeah, happy Pappy, that is you're in my line of thought with it as well. Oh, a Lancer, okay, older Lancer, okay. Is that like a need for speed, huh? You're not gonna have it too low to the ground, are you? I see a lot of cars that are sit so low to the ground here, but these roads are just horrible for driving lowriders. I've owned a lowrider or two in my time, but our roads in the States are a lot different. Well, most of them anyways. Not too low, okay. That's good. You have to put up some pictures or something on the channel. Or swing by here where I can see it. I'll do a video of you in your car. Yeah, right. You got it right there. Too low, horrible roads, bad ideas there. That's why I don't understand it when some riders here. I mean, I was driving a Hyundai, what is that called? Accent hatchback, and it was so low. There's many places I couldn't even take that car, especially when I got in it. I mean, it wasn't even considered a lowrider, but when I got in it, maybe it was. And that's my sister-in-law's car, so I drove it around for a while until we got ours. And I was glad that we got ours. It was a little higher off the ground. We drive a Ford, what is that, Eco Sport. So, it's like a little mini SUV. So a little bit up off the ground. I don't have to hit every rock now or go every bump. I've seen Porsches here, and I wonder, why do people buy those expensive Porsches to drive them on these kind of roads? Like, whoa, be for trouble. Mhm. Maybe the roads in Manila are a lot better. Yeah, yeah. I've actually had oh man. So you ran into that same problem. You had a low rider, car hauler, huh? Yeah, Japanese cars are better. Yeah, yeah, I before, but when I lived in America, at the time when we actually had an Acura, which is a Japanese car, had a Honda, which is a Japanese car. But here I bought a Ford. What's their name? Or I got a Ford. I think it was made in Korea or Taiwan. I have to look at that. Yeah, those cars aren't in America, so not to sure where they come from. Made over here in Asia somewhere, though. They tell you to open up the boot, and a boot is not what we call a trunk or a hatchback or back door. America. Yeah, I've had a lot of different cars. They even have a car built in Australia. If if I have to choose, let's see, do you know where Yamaha tires are made? I I would say Japan, but it might surprise me to be China. If I pick the vehicle, if I got to pick, I'm buying a manual and not an automatic. But it depends on what type of car they are. Some cars, if it's a cruiser car, I'd rather have it automatic. But if it's sporty or off-roady or something like that, I want a manual. I drive a manual now. I prefer it. I've driven these Camaros and all this stuff with the pedals, on the steering wheel, the manual shift. That's not as much fun to me. I did my made in the Philippines. Wow. Wonder wonder where at in the Philippines, Happy Daddy. Because down here in Mindanao, I've never heard of, hey, there's this kind of tire factory over here or anything like that. I mean, I've seen like the Dole uh, food processing plants, fish processing plants, but never anything that made anything. But of course, I'm in a small town. So, yeah, exactly. All for the racer and manual. Like if I live down in Laval full time, I might switch to an automatic. But like for driving here, I like to stick shift. Yeah, that happy bad is right. If you drive a truck, you wanna you definitely want to automatic. Yeah, if I be happy if I come back to America, that's something I might really look into as far as see if I could get a CDL and have it be automatic. I still follow Mike and May and Brian and them, and watch them drive their trucks and stuff. And I think, man, that could be that. Well, I don't know about climbing in the back of the truck, or if it's a truck that, if it's those trucks where you gotta help them unload or something, I wouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, same thing, using cruise, yeah, that's your right late too. Sometimes, I wear the slippers here all the time, so sometimes I like to have an automatic as my foot, the slipper, it's called in the floor mats or whatever, it ticks me off. I'm trying to shit, and I gotta get down and readjust my floor mats. Yeah, the traffic, I'd like the automatic. Since we don't have too much traffic here in town, we got sign, but it's not that bad in Florida. It's not like Jinsun, but Jinsun. Maybe if I lived there, but definitely Barbella, I'd probably think about. I like the gas miles better in the manual. Well, guys, it's 3 hours in. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I appreciate you coming and talking to my picture. See my picture there. It's a good looking dude. I had a haircut back then. Now I had one recently too. A Land Cruiser is automatic. Okay. It's going to be a manual. Okay. Yeah, I understand. I almost bought my oldest son a Lancer, but ended up getting him a Honda CRV instead. Then I bought my younger second oldest son. I got him a Toyota Corolla. Clearance house. Wow, shortage, huh? Well, I could definitely get in there and do pretty good with that because I don't do any kind of drugs or anything other than what my doctor gives me. So, no, I totally understand. But Happy Pappy, with everything going crazy there in America, I wouldn't want to go into those cities where people pull the truck driver, the cab, and rob them and all that stuff. Because there's no police and stuff. So, yep. So I had one that where I didn't go into the larger cities and all that kind of stuff. I turned the cam off earlier because my internet was going so slow. You know, I'm still a good-looking guy and all. I just turned it on. Tried to help out the internet a little bit. And well, I appreciate you guys coming by today. And there's a blind spot right there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you can get that under control. You know, I come back and where my bifocal is down here. Maybe I had to get the whole glass that size so I can drive. But other than that, I think I do okay. Well, the whole physical. I think my other stuff is, pretty good, but I'd like to get into shape. Yeah, exactly. The chair reflecting off. Look at that. Got to raise your eyes up so you see the eyeballs. Yeah, that's what I heard. PLPD is having issues this week, so that's why we're here in town right now, trying to make sure my wife can do her classes. She does the online teaching. So we came to town so she can do it even off of her cell phone here. I don't know what the speed is. I don't never do any of that stuff. This is her. This is her computer. Let's see. She's got a speed to says, this is off of her cell phone. But she's got right now. She's got 25. 25. Oops, I accidentally deleted it. Oops. All right, well, I gotta get off here, guys. Again, I appreciate you. Thank you guys for coming and weighing in and talking with us tonight. Appreciate it. And, as always, I'm trying to put up at least one video a day. You guys check out those videos I post. A lot of it is farm life nowadays, so I was trying to go figure out problems with something's always happening at the farm. Happy Crappy, it's good to see you again, my friend. PH, thank you for swinging in. Always a pleasure. You have to come by and show me some of your cruisers, some of your cars one of these days. If you ever headed this way, let us know. All right, guys. See you next time. Thank you for checking out the Whirlies. Remember to be nice to each other. Can I do a favor? Yeah. Can you do a favor? What's that? Maybe I've got a delay in my typing there. Oh yeah, well, StreamYard, I forget, we don't pop up. Can I edit your vids? Just one video? Well, you come talk to me and we'll talk about it. Are you a good editor? What are you gonna charge me? Depends on what your charge is. And so you come by and we'll do a video of your vehicle and you can edit that for me. And how would you like that? Might make it too good and then people think, well, what's up with this dude? Well, why don't you, PH, why don't you message me on FB? My page is the same name as my channel here. Just send me a message there. We'll talk about it. How's that? Is that cool? Yeah, we'll have to talk about it. I had to. My wife is more technical than I am, so she'll have to get with you. So just send me a message on check out the Wileys, go to the messenger there, and then yeah, we'll talk at you. Appreciate it, my friend. We'll see you next time. I'm gonna get off here so I can put up stuff so I can start heading to bed. It's almost 1. All right, next time, everybody. See you.